getting better at coming into here, but we're not quite there yet because some people still feel that they can whisper to their friends whilst they're sitting waiting. That doesn't happen. Come in and you sit down and you wait. I want to tell you a little story before I hand over to Mrs. Roberts, who's got a very exciting opportunity for Year 7 this year, about my last Friday night. I took a football team over to Dereham to play Northgate High School, Year 7 football team. Now, Dereham have got a very, very good football setup over there. They've actually got a football academy where they work and they develop all their players, and their facilities are probably close to the facilities that we have. Okay, so we had to travel over there. We didn't get a lot of time to warm up before the game, but the boys went out and they played this game of football. They were 3-1 down with about 10 minutes left. Okay, so Year 7 boys sitting in this room with 3-1 down with about 10 minutes left. They showed absolutely fantastic teamwork, leadership, resilience to come back into the game and make it 3-3, which took the game into extra time. And we actually had 2 or 3 chances in extra time to go on and win the game and go through to the next round of the County Cup. So the boys did absolutely fantastically well to get to that stage in the competition. Unfortunately, we had some unlucky penalties taken, but I was really, really proud of the way they came back and they showed determination, resilience and teamwork to come back into the game. So can we give those boys a round of applause? Unfortunately, Tuesday's game was cancelled because of wet weather, but there is another football match on Tuesday next week. So next week's assembly, I'll tell you about how those boys. So that's the expectation, that's the standard I want to see across the whole school. Now that's just my experience because I run the football team and I'm a PE teacher in the academy. But I also had an email from Mrs. Price with some fantastic, and I'm sorry Mrs. Price, I couldn't get them onto but some fantastic puppets that were made. And Mrs. Price was so proud of the work that you'd done, that her class had done, that she wanted to show me and share with me. And it was brilliant. The work that you produced in textiles was absolutely fantastic. So can we give Mrs. Price's group a round of applause? Just before I hand over to Mrs. Roberts, the last little bit of praise I would like to give. E-praise points. Didn't go through this last week because Mr. Burgess took the assembly. But the top people this week, the top 10 for Year 7, are Etienne, David Hall, Lennon, Taylor Rush, Brandon Waring, Peter Kalume, Chloe Smith, Bradley Allen, Tommy Bradfield, and Brandon Crolls. Can we give those people? Students, I won't do top 10, our top 5 students overall, the most E-praise points are Etienne, Enoch, Owen, Ben and Hazim. Can we give those 5? And what's most pleasing, top tutor groups, the top 3 are all Year 7 tutor groups. So that is brilliant, that is fantastic. So can you give all of yourselves a little bit of competition. Boys are getting more E-praise points than girls. So girls, you need to start asking your teachers for that. And the most points have been given for effective participation. So you're taking part in your lessons effectively. I'm going to hand over to Mrs. Roberts now. We've got a fantastic opportunity for Year 7.
Good morning, everybody. As Mr. Wells says, I'm Mrs. Roberts, and I run food technology in the design technology department. In fact, some people have just had their first lesson with me this morning. So what I'm going to introduce you to is an opportunity that happens outside school. We run what we call a pop-up restaurant. A pop-up restaurant is a restaurant that happens every now and again. It doesn't happen every day, it doesn't happen every week. It happens when we've got enough customers to come and we've got enough people in our team to cook. And I'm offering opportunity today to become part of our team. Can Catering Team has spaces for people I'm recruiting at the moment. Let's play you a little video to show you what we can do. It will be from about 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We've got some pictures and we've got music. What I'm going to say is let's ignore that for a bit and think about what the jobs might be. What we do is we produce professional restaurant food for paying customers. We have people who are prepared to come in and cook desserts, cook starters, cook main courses, and we've got people who come in and then serve food to our paying customers. We cook it in our professional kitchen, which if you walk past the Discovery Corridor, it's the one that's got lots of stainless steel work surfaces in it. And that's where we do the cooking. We serve the food in the LRC. And we have it just where those 3 big screens are. I expect you probably had a lesson there. And those 3 big screens, we put what's happening in the kitchen on so that people can see us cooking as they're eating. And I'm looking for people who would like to be in charge of the kitchen, who would like to prepare the vegetables, who would like to prepare the main courses, who would like to prepare the desserts. I'm looking for somebody who's got fantastic communication skills and can be a waiter or a waitress, serving the customers, talking to the customers, explaining what the food is all about. I'm looking for people who can work as a member of a team and not give up until the job is done. I'm particularly looking for someone who's got a smile as well. Got people smiling at the front here. I can't see at the back if they're smiling, but I'm looking for people who have a passion for food. I'm looking for people who enjoy working as a member of a team, and I'm looking for people who can work well under pressure. Because we have to get that food out to the customers quickly. We can't chat with our friend while we're doing it. We've got to actually focus on what we're doing and get that food out looking hot and delicious straight away. If you think you would be good at that, then this is what you have to do. You have to write me a letter of application. I want to know why you think you would be really good at this. Write me a letter of application. I will read through all the applications and then I will call some people for an interview. In this interview, there will be a cooking test, there will be a little communication test, and if you're successful, I will invite you to come on our pop-up restaurant nights. And the first one is going to be in November. So, when is my deadline? I need that letter from you by Friday, the 25th of October. So you've got 1 week and 1 day to compose a fantastic letter which tells me all about you and your passion for cooking and food. It's usually on Monday evening after school.
Whilst we're just getting the video, there's another exciting opportunity that Ms. Swain's going to talk to you about.
Yeah, some of you have seen that we are launching a short story competition in Year 7 and 8. Some of you have seen the posters up around school. It's called The Mistake. And there will be categories in Year 7 and 8 for a boy and a girl, so we really need a category. But this is a national competition. one of lots and lots and lots of schools, and I put our application in nice and early so that we're part of this competition. The winner of this competition, or the winners of this competition, will get their story put on a website and published as a podcast that you can then download and listen to at any point, and it'll be on the World Wide Web. So it's quite an exciting opportunity. That competition starts now. The title of the story is The Mistake. Okay, and some of you have already started, because I know some of my class have already started putting together their story for that. And the deadline is the end of end of the autumn term, so just before the Christmas holiday. So you've got all the next term to draft it, redraft it, think about it, and get it really, really good. And I hope we're going to see a lot of entries for that. Can I quickly talk about Alexander Smith? We've got an author coming in next week. Some of you will have read a chapter of his book, The Fury, in your guided reading sessions in the library. He is coming in to speak to us period 2 next Tuesday in here to all of you. And there will be an opportunity to buy a copy of his books and to get them signed. Okay, so that's something to think about. I think it's £5, but I will double check. If you do want to buy a copy of one of his books, you need to bring some money in, okay? And that will be signed. Just quickly, before I have to move on, I'll be super quick. Accelerated Reader, thank you to those of you that are quizzing outside of your lessons, because I'm getting a picture now, and the best class is 781, which is fantastic, because that's my class. And I'm not competitive at all. So hopefully 781 is going to stay at the top of that leaderboard with the points that they've scored in their Accelerated Reader. And the reason they've got lots of quizzes, lots of points, is because they're doing it in their own time. They're not just doing it in their Accelerated Reader lessons. They are doing it at break times, lunch times, when they go down to the library at any point. You can do it at home, you can log in on your iPhone or whatever device you've got, you can log in and do quizzes. So I'd like to see more and more of those quizzes happening, as long as you don't beat 781, that's fine.
Right, before I dismiss you, I don't like doing this, and I don't like doing it for very long, so I'm not going to do that. But you all need to be spoken about something. No matter how much pride I have with working with Year 7 and how brilliant you are, how brilliantly behaved you are in your lessons, how great you are at getting to school on time, how great you look in your school uniforms, how smart you look, how much leadership, how much teamwork, how much resilience you showed you in your lessons, it really gets to me when the principal of the school comes up to me and says, Year 7 behaviour was atrocious, that was the word he used, at lunchtime today. Now, the reason I don't like talking to all of you about this is because I appreciate it is not all of you that are doing this. But the principal in the school came up to me and said, Year 7 behaviour was atrocious at lunchtime today. The very next day, Mr. Burgess has a group of majority Year 7 students in a room because, again, the behaviour had not been good enough in the social times. That needs to be sorted out. We are going to put things into place to ensure that happens. If anybody is misbehaving in the atrium or on the Year 7 steps at break or lunchtime, they'll be removed from circulation, as some people in here have already experienced. And they will sit in one of the Year 7 classrooms with either myself or Mr. Burgess and carry on with the work. That is what is going to happen. There will be now, the reports from yesterday, there will now be no eating on the Year 7 steps. I fought your corner for that, but the amount of litter yesterday I've been informed, was not good enough. So if you want to eat, you have to go down into the atrium area from now on and eat your lunch in that space down there. It makes me very upset and quite angry that you can be fantastic a lot of the time around the academy, and there is a handful of people in here that is spoiling that at break time and lunch times. If you are unsure of how you behave in the atrium or how you behave at break time and lunchtime in the spaces in the academy, then you need to wait behind after this assembly and I will explain that to you. So if people walk out of here now, I'm assuming that you know how to behave, and we're going to pick people up that don't behave in that way. needs to be sorted out. That is the one area that Year 7 needs to improve on. Break time and lunch time, social time, behaviour. And I can assure you, those people that are really well behaved during those times, that we will get that behaviour sorted out. Okay, we're going to play the thing now. Can we dismiss from the back, Mr. Thompson, whilst this is playing? Just watch what you've got to expect from Exceptionnel. Thank you.